Okay guys, welcome back to my channel, Back and Magang. Stay humble and keep the excitement to learn like a newbie intern. This is the second video that I make it using English because as I told you in my previous video, I would like to improve my English speaking. So in order to that, slow but sure, all of my content I will make the English version. Okay, in this video, we will talk about how you choose the right message broker for your system. Why I choose this topic? Because in system design interview, you may have faced in situation that the user want to know how you choose the right message broker for your system. And why is choosing the right message broker so crucial for your application? In this video, we will explore the different types of message delivery and guarantees offered by popular message broker, and we will learn how to select a broker that suits your application needs to ensure reliable and efficient message delivery. So, we will discover the difference between at most one, at least one, and exactly one delivery, and their impact on your system performance and reliability. So don't miss out on practical tips to optimize inter-service communication in modern application environment. Okay, we will strike to the point. Um, Message delivery and guarantee are crucial factors to consider when choosing a message broker. And message delivery and message guarantee is in message broker. They are referred to the methods and assurance of message transmission between system communicating. I mean via the broker. So some key concept related to message delivery and guarantees are at most one, and then at least one, and then exactly one. So the first one we will talk about Atmos 1 delivery. In Atmos 1 delivery, messages are sent and received Atmos 1, and messages can be lost if a failure occurs, and no message duplication, but there is no guarantee that the message will be delivered. So this is the important point about Atmos 1's delivery. We repeat it, no message duplication, but there is no guarantee that message will be delivered. Okay, we will move to the second one. The second one is at least once delivery. In at least once delivery, messages are guaranteed to be received at least once, and messages may be delivered if a failure occurs. So there is a possibility of message duplication. And in at least one delivery, it ensures that message will be delivered even if there is a chance of redelivery. So that is the important point. And then the last but not least is exactly once delivery. In exactly once delivery, messages are sent and received exactly once, and no message duplication, and messages are guaranteed to be delivered. But in exactly once delivery, this implementation is more complex and requires additional mechanism to ensure no duplication and that messages are received exactly once. So, as I told you before, the implementation of exactly once delivery is more complex. It is because it must ensure that each message is sent and processed exactly one. It means without any duplication or message loss. So, to achieve this, several additional mechanisms are required. So, here are some techniques and example used to realize exactly once delivery. Okay, we will move to the next page. Okay, there are additional mechanism for exactly once delivery. The first one is idempotent producer. Idempotency means that performing the same operation multiple times will not change the result more than once. Okay, this is the important point. Performing the same operation multiple times will not change the result more than once. So, in independent producer, producer send message with unique IDs so that if the same message is sent more than once, the broker can recognize the duplication and ignore the previously received message. Um, yeah, in my experience, mostly I use Apache Kafka. So, Apache Kafka support independent producer where its message is sent with a unique ID, and Kafka store metadata to ensure the same message is not processed twice. Okay, the second one is transactional messaging. The use of transaction to ensure a series of operations are performed automatically. So, if any operation in the transaction fails, the entire transaction can be rolled back. Once again, example in Apache Kafka. Apache Kafka provides transactional messaging when producers can send message within a transaction context, and the broker ensure that all messages in the transaction are received exactly once or not at all. So this is the important point. Receive exactly once or not at all. Okay, the third one is the duplication. In the duplication, broker or consumer must keep track of messages that have been received and processed to avoid processing duplicates. So typically, this done by storing process message IDs in a database or memory. An example in AWS SQS 54 uh, NWS 54 Qs, I'm sorry, AWS SQS 54. Um, it use Qs use mistake duplication ID to avoid mistake duplication in 54 Qs. So the last but not least is acknowledgement. Sorry, my pronunciation is so bad. Acknowledgement and commit log. So in this part, consumer must send an acknowledgement, or we can simplify it with act. Consumer must send an acknowledgement after successfully processing a message, and the broker maintains a commit log to track acknowledged messages. Example, once again in Kafka. In Kafka, a consumer group send an offset commit after processing messages, and the broker will store this information in log to prevent message redelivery. So, in Apache Kafka, in my experience, it has a little bit different approach, but I will tell you about the example implementation of exactly once delivery with Kafka. So, how exactly one delivery is implemented using Apache Kafka? The first one is producers. In the producer use an independent producer with the configuration enable independence true. So we will set the enable independence the value with true, and use a transactional producer with the configuration transactional ID to ensure that all messages in a transaction are sent exactly once. And the second one is for the consumer. Consumer use a Kafka consumer with a manual offset commit, um, and the consumer processes messages and sends an acknowledgement or the commit to the broker after ensuring the message is successfully processed. And then the consumer will store offset status in the transaction supporting database so that both the offset and the message processing result, I mean the processing result, are stored automatically. So in this page we will talk about the impact on message broker selection. So choosing a message broker based on delivery guarantees depends on the needs of the application and the system to be implemented. Okay, and the several factors to consider is include they are include, I'm sorry. The first one is reliability. So for application that require high reliabilities, such as financial transaction, at least once or exactly once is preferred. Yeah, at least one or exactly one delivery is preferred. The second one is performance. So at most one delivery typically has better performance as it doesn't need to handle retries or the duplication, and the and then exactly once delivery might have greater overhead and be more complex to implement. Okay, the third one is complexity. Exactly once delivery, as I told you before, it requires additional mechanism like state storage and independence handling, so which can increase system complexity. And at least one delivery requires managing duplication on the receiver side. And the last but not least is use case. Atmos 1 is suitable for non-critical notification or log, and at least one is suitable for application that need reliability but can handle duplication, such as email delivery or batching process. And then the last but not least is exactly one. Exactly one is suitable for financial transaction or inventory system that require high data consistency. So in this part, we will talk about example of message broker and the delivery guarantees. The first one is RabbitMQ. RabbitMQ is at least one. So RabbitMQ support at least one delivery by default with acknowledgement and negative acknowledgement mechanism to ensure message are received and processed. And then of course, in RabbitMQ, exactly one delivery can be achieved, but as I told you before, uh, it can be achieved with additional configuration. Okay, the second one is Apache Kafka. Apache Kafka support at least one delivery and exactly one delivery, but with idempotent producer and transactional producer configuration. And Kafka is well suited for applications that require high scalability and message reliability. Okay, the third one is AWS SQS. AWS SQS support at least one delivery and exactly one delivery with FIFO. FIFO, I think all of you know, FIFO is first in, first in, first out queue. And then the last one is Google PubSub. Google PubSub support at least one delivery with acknowledge and negative acknowledge mechanism and has recently added support for exactly one delivery. Okay, we will move to the next page. So we will talk about acknowledgement and negative acknowledgement, or we can say it ACK and NACK. Okay. In the context of message broker, ACK and NACK are mechanisms used to ensure reliable message delivery between producer, of course, and broker and consumer. So the detailed explanation is okay. The first one is ACK or acknowledgement, yeah. Okay. Acknowledgement, or we can simplify it with ACK. So ACK is a signal sent by the consumer to the broker indicating that the message has been successfully received and processed. So once the broker receives the acknowledgement, the message is considered successfully delivered, and the broker can remove it from the queue or buffer. And the second one is negative acknowledgements, or NAC. NAC is a signal sent by the consumer to the broker indicating that the message could not be processed or there was an error during processing. So when the broker receives a NAC, the message is usually returned to queue or schedule for the delivery. So it's depending on the broker's configuration. Um, if we will talk about the example of ACK or NAC you said, okay, the first one is in RabbitMQ. RabbitMQ is one of the message broker that support ACK and NAC mechanism. So the consumer acknowledgement, or we can say it ACK. So after the consumer process a message, it send an ACK to RabbitMQ to indicate that the message has bing processed. And RabbitMQ, RabbitMQ is my native language for queue. I'm sorry, RabbitMQ. RabbitMQ then removes the message from the queue. After that, negative acknowledgement or NAK. So if there is an error during processing, the consumer can send a NAK. The message will be returned to the queue for redelivery or configure for other error handling. But in Apache Kafka, has a different approach for this ACNAG. So Kafka used the concept of offset commit for acknowledgements. So consumer read message from a topic and send an offset commit after successfully processing the message. Okay, in this page we will talk about the offset commit and how it works and the advantage. So particularly in Apache Kafka, offset commit is a mechanism used by consumer in messaging system, uh, and it used to track and manage the last position of messages that have been successfully processed in a topic. So an offset is a unique marker indicating a message's position within a Kafka partition. So here's the detailed explanation, of offset commit and how this mechanism work. So we'll talk about how it works first. So the first one is reading message. Okay, consumer read message from a partition based on the current offset. After that, each message read has an I'm sorry, each message read has an offset that can be used to track the message position with the partition. And the second one is processing messages. Consumer process the message they read, and then after processing a message, consumer need to control, or the consumer need to record or commit the offset of the last successfully processed message. And then the third one is committing offset. Offset commits is the action of recording the offset of the last successfully processed message by the consumer, and the offset commit can be done. Can be done. Offset commit can be done automatically, or we can say it auto commit, or manually, or we can say it manual commit. And the last but not least is resuming consumption. When a consumer stop and restart, for instance, after a restart, it will resume reading message from the last record or committed offset. And in this way, the consumer will not reprocess already processed message, avoiding duplication. And I said before about auto commit and manual commit. So auto commit in Kafka, particularly in Kafka, Kafka provides an auto commit feature where offset are recorded automatically at certain interval. But this feature is easy to use, but has the drawback that if a crash occurs, uh, I mean, uh, a crash occur between commit interval. So message whose offset were not recorded might need to be reprocessed. And then manual commit. So consumer explicitly record offset after successfully processing message, and this give greater control over. I'm sorry. This is give our greater control over when offset are recorded and help ensure that only truly processed messages have their offset recorded. So the advantage of using offset commits, the first one is reliability. So it will ensure that process message will not be reprocessed after a consumer restart. And then the second one is control. So it will give consumer greater control over managing message processing and offset commit. I'm sorry. And the last one, the last but not least, of course, Fault tolerance allow consumer to recover from failure by resuming from the last record offset. So the conclusion about offset commit is an essential mechanism in Kafka for tracking and managing the last process position of message by the consumer. So by recording the offset, consumer can ensure that messages are processed exactly once and avoid unnecessary reprocessing, and supporting reliability and consistency in message processing. And then we have talked about acknowledgement and negative acknowledgement, or we can say it act and nag. So the conclusion about the act and nag mechanism play a crucial role in ensuring reliable message delivery. So by using act, the consumer informed the broker that message has been successfully processed, while nag informed the broker that the message could not be processed and requires further action. And proper implementation of this mechanism help ensure that messages are not lost or processed more than once. And act and nag supporting delivery guarantees such as at least once and exactly one delivery. So the overall conclusion, I mean, the choice of a message broker should be based on the specific needs of the application in terms of reliability, performance, and complexity. So, understanding the delivery guarantees offered by various various message broker, it will help make the right decision according to the needs of the system being developed. Okay, I think that's all for the how you choose the right broker for your system. So I hope you keep supporting me with your subscription, and then likes, comment, and obviously shares, so that I can stay motivated to dedicate time to sharing my experience in the professional world. And yeah, your engagement fuels my enthusiasm and encourage me to continue sharing valuable insight. Yeah, of course, thank you for being part of this journey. And once again, thank you for watching. And may your message delivery always be seamless and reliable. Okay, cheers from your backend magang.